My MOS was 0311. I was a grunt. I was trained as a sniper, not a sniper, as a point and a scout. And this was back in 66, when in 66 they started the sniper scout schools, but they didn't have it down pat yet, so some individuals are trained as points and scouts. I started at Paris Island, the sand fleet capital of the world. Had my 8 weeks there, and then I had my 5 weeks at ITR at Camp Geiger, and after that I went right to division, 1st Battalion, 6th Marine, 2nd Marine Division. And I came back to the States, and I was back at Camp Lejeune for 4 to 6 weeks, and then I was transferred to Fort Meade, Maryland, as a Marine Guard at NSA. But I spent almost 3 years there, and then they wanted me to ship over as a staff sergeant. But in between, I had met Betsy, and we talked about it, and I did want to become a secondary school teacher, which never came about, but that was the original plans. And after we got married, we sort of talked about other things. I got out in August of 1970, off active duty. I was still in inactive status until 72, and Betsy and I got married in June of 71. I met her at a wedding for one of the guys I was in the barracks with. He was getting married to, let me get it right, Betsy's sister's sister-in-law. Okay? And I was a captain of the Honor Guard and also an usher, so I had to do quick changes from dress blues to tuxes and stuff. So, but I met her on October 4th, 1969. Excuse me. And we've been together ever since. We spent over 20,000, I think 240 days together in the 53 plus years we were married. Plus 622 days from the time I met her till the time we got married. No, this was her high school graduation photo. And we actually got married when she was 17, and she had just finished her 11th grade. We got married. Her father signed. So we got married when she was 17. The one stipulation was she had to finish school, and she did. And we were not supposed to have any children, but we wound up with 3. And before the kids came along, my oldest daughter was Shannon, who lives with us now here and takes care of me. And she was taking care of Betsy. We were married in 71. She was born in 77. I was happy. And then she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2019. And the doctor said she's had it since 2018. So in 2022, she was getting worse. Her memory was going. She could still walk. She could still talk. She had a job as a receptionist at a person that does taxes, and she had that job for about 5 or 6 years prior. But when she answered the phone, she couldn't remember the information from the phone call. And it just so happens we were out shopping at Walmart. It's not a commercial for Walmart. We ran into this young lady. She helped us out because it was raining one day, and we came out the car and we explained to her. So she gave me her business card, and we contacted her, and we started. And then we had a little problem as far as money was concerned. So we stopped, and I was taking care of her 24/7. The only problem, since I have a bad knee, I can't get down and give her a bath in the tub, which towards the end, she got bed baths. She didn't get that. So we bought the house here. Then my daughter sold her house in Bernie Heights, and we all lived together. So it's me, it was Betsy and I, Shannon and Steve, and my grandson, which is a grand adult now because he's 21. He goes to college to Triber. And then my granddaughter, she's a junior in Champion High School. So I stopped that, and for a while there, it was just me. Shannon would come home from work, and she would give Betsy her bath and stuff. Then we decided to put a chair in the bathtub so she wouldn't have to get down and try and lift her up and so forth and so on. And it worked out better that way for both Betsy and Shannon because Shannon's got a bad back too. Some days we had to have her for 4 hours. Some days we had to have her for 6. When hospice came in and we had the nurses and the not the caregivers, but the people to come in and give her baths and stuff like that, they would help me get her from the bed, transport chair out to the recliner, put her in the recliner, and she'd sit there and watch Hallmark movies. Reader held her right hand, and they communicated by squeezing her hand. And I was on the left side. I held her left arm, and held on to her. And I guess from the 27th of February, she took her last pill. She took her last water and took her last applesauce. And she just wouldn't eat anymore because... and the nurses say if she doesn't want it, don't give it to her because she may suffocate by swallowing it, not through the esophagus, but through the air tube. So we stopped doing that. And then the morning of April, I was holding her left lung, and she was still breathing all right at midnight, but at 1 o'clock it started where she stopped occasionally breathing, and at 1:40 she actually stopped breathing at all. So I contacted my daughter. She called the nurse came in and declared her passed.
Okay, so what originally had us start worrying about Mr. Ed, when Betsy started getting towards the end, is Mr. Ed had gotten sick. And we believe it was from a lot of the stress, knowing Miss Betsy was going to be leaving him. So he started getting sick, and he wasn't able to hold anything down. Mr. Ed had lost a whole lot of weight.
28 pounds.
Yes, right.
In 1 month and a half.
In a month and a half. So he was getting really sick. So what we did was, when Betsy passed, he still wasn't looking good. He said he was fine, but we knew he wasn't fine.
And the decline with somebody like me as a 24-hour, it's really gradual. I mean, you can't really see it unless you're looking for it. Whereas somebody comes in like once a week or something to check on her or something like that, they can see it much better than I could as the caregiver.